Hello everyone, and welcome back to our IELTS Writing Masterclass. Today, we're diving into one of the most common and important types of essays you'll encounter in Task 2, the opinion essay. These are the questions where you really get to have your say, to take a stand, and to convince the examiner that your viewpoint is not just an opinion, but a well-reasoned and valid one. Mastering these opinion essays is super important if you're aiming for a high score. It's all about presenting your thoughts clearly and supporting them effectively. So, in this video, we're going to break down exactly how to approach these questions. We'll cover how to understand what the prompt is really asking, how to make that crucial decision about your position, the exact structure you need to follow, and we'll even build a full Band 9 model answer together step by step. Ready to become an opinion essay expert? Let's get started.
Alright, first things first. How do you know if you're looking at an opinion essay? It's usually pretty straightforward. The language in the prompt is almost always very direct. The question will specifically ask for your view, your opinion. The most famous phrase you'll see is, "To what extent do you agree or disagree?" This is the classic indicator. But it can also come in slightly different forms, like, "What is your opinion?" or asking if you think a particular trend is a positive or negative development. So, as soon as you spot these kinds of keywords, these phrases that are asking for your personal viewpoint, you know what your primary job is. Your main mission throughout the entire essay is to present and defend your personal viewpoint. No beating around the bush, no trying to please everyone. It's about taking a clear stance and backing it up.
Before you even think about writing your introduction, you absolutely must make a decision. What is your opinion on the topic? You actually have three main options for how you can present your position. 1. Strongly agree or strongly disagree. This is often the simplest and clearest way to answer the question. With this approach, both of your body paragraphs will focus on providing different reasons to support your one-sided view. It's very direct and easy for the examiner to follow. 2. Partially agree. This option is for situations where you genuinely believe there is some truth or validity on both sides of the argument. You might agree with one part of the statement and disagree with another. 3. The balanced approach, or concession. This is a bit more advanced. Here, you might use one body paragraph to discuss the opposing viewpoint, acknowledging its points, and then use your other body paragraph to explain why your own view is ultimately stronger or more important. Now, for most students, especially if you're aiming for a good score and you're working under time pressure, the strongly agree or disagree approach is the safest and most effective way to write a clear, coherent essay. It helps you maintain a consistent argument throughout, which is what the IELTS examiners are looking for. Trying to be balanced can sometimes lead to a less focused essay if you're not careful. So for now, let's focus on that strong, clear stance.
So what does the structure of a strong, one-sided opinion essay look like? It's quite simple and very logical. It's like a recipe for success, and it follows a clear path. Your introduction. This has two main jobs, as we've discussed in previous videos. First, you need to paraphrase the question, rephrase the topic in your own words. Second, you must clearly state your opinion in a thesis statement. This is where you declare whether you agree or disagree. Body paragraph 1. This is where you present your first reason for holding that opinion. Remember the Peel method we learned? You'll use that here. State your point, explain it, give a specific example, and then link it back. Body paragraph 2. This paragraph will present your second and different reason for your opinion. Again, you'll use the Peel method to develop this point fully. Showing two distinct reasons demonstrates that you can support your view from multiple angles. Your conclusion. Finally, your conclusion will briefly summarize everything. You'll restate your opinion, using different words from your intro, of course, and then quickly mention your two main reasons. This structure is your recipe for success. It's clear, it's organized, and it directly answers the question. Now, just a quick revisit to that balanced approach we mentioned. If you feel confident and you want to take the more advanced route, your structure will change a little. If you decide to take a balanced view, your first body paragraph will actually be a concession paragraph. What does that mean? It means you acknowledge the validity of the other side's argument. You're showing the examiner that you understand the complexities of the issue. You can start these paragraphs with phrases like, "Admittedly, there is some merit to the idea that," or "It is understandable why some people argue that." This shows you're not just dismissing the other side entirely. Then, in your second body paragraph, you must clearly pivot back to your own opinion. You'll use a transition word like "however," and then present your own stronger argument, explaining why your perspective is more valid or more important. For example, you might say, "However, I believe a more compelling argument is." This shows you're not just dismissing the other side entirely. Then, in your second body paragraph, you must clearly pivot back to your own opinion. You'll use a transition word like "however," and then present your own stronger argument, explaining why your perspective is more valid or more important. For example, you might say, "However, I believe a more compelling argument is." This balanced approach can be very effective if done well. It can show sophistication and a deep understanding of the topic, but, and this is a big but, it requires very careful control of your language and your argument structure. If you're not completely comfortable with it, stick to the simpler, strongly agree, disagree approach. It's better to do the simpler approach perfectly than the complex one imperfectly.
Okay, let's put all of this into practice with a real example. Here is a sample question that's very typical for an opinion essay. The prompt is, "An increasing number of people believe that governments should ban smoking completely in all public places. To what extent do you agree or disagree?" For our model answer today, we are going to choose the strongly agree position. Why? Because it's a clear stance and is usually quite straightforward to find strong arguments to support it within the time limit. So, our plan is to have one body paragraph focusing on the benefits for public health and a second body paragraph discussing the environmental and social benefits. These are two distinct, strong reasons why we agree with banning smoking in public places.
Now, let's look at the bookends of our essay, the introduction and the conclusion. See how they frame the whole argument. Our introduction does its two essential jobs perfectly. First, it paraphrases the prompt. There is a growing viewpoint that smoking should be entirely prohibited by law in any public area. Then it clearly states our position. I completely agree with this perspective. And finally, it gives a little preview of our main points, as such a ban is crucial for protecting public health and improving the quality of the urban environment. It's concise, clear, and sets the stage. And look at our conclusion. It mirrors the introduction, which is exactly what we want. It starts with "in conclusion," our signal word. It then restates our opinion confidently. I wholeheartedly support a complete governmental ban on smoking in public spaces. Notice the strong language like wholeheartedly support, which reinforces our agreement. Then it summarizes our two key arguments: the undeniable benefits to public health combined with the positive impact on environmental cleanliness. It's a perfect summary, and the phrase "not only justifiable but essential" provides a strong final thought that reinforces our position. With both the introduction and conclusion, the examiner is left in absolutely no doubt about our position. That's exactly what you want.
Now for the main event, the body paragraphs. This is where we use the peel structure to develop our arguments fully and make them convincing. Let's look at our first body paragraph, which is all about public health. Point.
The primary justification for a comprehensive ban on public smoking is the overwhelming evidence of its detrimental health effects on non-smokers. Clear statement of the point. Explain. Secondhand smoke, which contains numerous carcinogens, poses a significant risk to anyone in the vicinity, particularly vulnerable groups such as children and the elderly. Explains why it's a health risk. Example. For example, numerous studies have shown that prolonged exposure to passive smoking in places like restaurants or bus stops can lead to respiratory illnesses and an increased risk of cancer. Provides specific evidence from studies. Link. Therefore, a complete ban is the only effective measure to safeguard the fundamental right of every citizen to breathe clean air. Links back to the necessity of the ban for citizen rights. This paragraph is a perfect example of Peel in action. It's focused, it's explained, and it's supported with evidence. Now let's look at our second body paragraph, which focuses on environment and social benefits. Furthermore, prohibiting smoking in public areas yields considerable environmental and social benefits. Starts with a linking word and states the new point. Explain. Cigarette butts are one of the most common forms of litter, polluting parks, beaches, and waterways, and they often take years to decompose. Explains the environmental problem of litter. Example. For instance, cities like Singapore, which have implemented strict smoking bans, are renowned for their cleanliness. Gives a specific, real-world example. Link. This policy not only enhances the aesthetic appeal of a city, but also reduces the costs associated with cleaning public areas. Links back to the benefits of cleanliness and cost reduction. Again, you can see the Peel structure working perfectly here. This paragraph introduces a new, distinct point, explains it, gives a concrete example, and links it back to the overall argument. Both paragraphs are well developed, focused on supporting our strongly agree position, and they provide distinct reasons.
So, to really master the opinion essay, here are the key takeaways to keep in mind. 1. Choose a clear position. This is your first big step. Decide if you strongly agree, strongly disagree, or perhaps partially agree. Then, state this position clearly in your introduction. That's your thesis. 2. Stay consistent. Once you've chosen your position, your entire essay must support it. Every reason, every example should point back to your main opinion. No flip-flopping. 3. Structure is key. Stick to the proven 4-paragraph structure. Introduction, paraphrase, plus thesis, body paragraph 1, reason 1 with Peel, body paragraph 2, reason 2 with Peel, and conclusion, restate thesis plus summarize reasons. This structure ensures you cover all the requirements logically. 4. Develop your ideas. Don't just list reasons, that won't get you a high score. You need to develop each of your reasons fully. Use the Peel method, point, explain, example, link, to explain your ideas and provide solid evidence. 5. Make your opinion obvious. Your opinion should be crystal clear in your introduction and then reinforced in your conclusion. There should be no doubt in the examiner's mind about where you stand. If you follow these key takeaways, you'll be well on your way to writing excellent opinion essays.
Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you now feel much more confident and ready to tackle any agree or disagree opinion essay question that comes your way. Remember the structure, remember Peel, and remember to be clear and consistent with your opinion. If you found this guide helpful, please give this video a like. It really helps our channel out. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for more IELTS tips, strategies, and lessons. We've got a lot of other great content coming up that will help you ace your exam. Our next video will be breaking down the Discuss Both Views essay type, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Do you have any questions about opinion essays or anything we've covered today? Please let us know in the comments below.
I'm always happy to help you out. Until next time, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.